What's up, everybody? Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. When we left off in the last episode, we got this guy going, our small little Atmo ship. Though, it was actually pointed out to me that, well, it was kind of pointed out to me. In my defense, I did already know this. I just kind of didn't think about it, but it made sense. It was recommended to me, though, that because of the intake to output ratios, that if I put the air vent and set it to depressurize, kind of like it is, but if I put it right here on the front connected to the cockpit, I actually don't need the generator or the tank, because it's going to be constantly filling in the ship as I need it. And I didn't really... that's what I meant by, like, I knew that, but I didn't think about it, was because, yes, I did know that that would work. But part of it was that when I originally built the ship, it was supposed to be a thing where I could eventually fly off into space. But obviously with the Atmo thrusters, that is not possible anyway. So then you're left with just a just an atmospheric ship. So then it was like, well, yeah, I guess I really need a tank or anything, because there's no reason to store it. So that's something we're going to be working on, because that's a lot of room. Like, that's the generator and that's the tank, and there's a few components in here we don't need either. And I could probably change all of this with the conveyor system too, to make that far more conducive. So we're just going to get to working on that and hope nothing falls apart like this, because this, I'm pretty sure, is attached. Well, it might be attached to the conveyor. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm just gonna take it off. We'll just put it back on later. Okay, well, that's good so far. Nothing just completely fell apart. Oh, and I did take some... We're just going to get rid of this stuff because it's not really needed. At the moment, anyway. And that's not really... Wait, is it? I don't really remember if that's needed or not. No. Okay, I can move all of this back, actually. Sorry I'm not really talking as much. I was trying to focus and make sure I didn't fundamentally damage anything. And truth be told, we could probably... You know what? I may actually pause this and come back and do it later, because... well, I'm saying do it, but I may pause it, because this might actually require a complete restructure, I think. It doesn't require it, but I might do it anyway, because this is a lot of wasted space and a lot of empty material that I really don't need to be using. And at the moment, resources are scarce. And the one thing I do want to point out, I think I did it anyway, I was a little surprised when I saw them, but I took out the whatchamacallums, the zombies at the moment. The reason being, I like them overall in terms of bringing me stuff, but I don't like that they... You know what? We're gonna kill two birds with one stone. I am gonna keep working on this, but I'm gonna explain some of this stuff, because if I'm just chewing the fat anyway, I might as well be getting something done. Because I kind of wanted to explain my stance on this. For those of you that have been keeping up with the comments and things, some of you are already aware there was a few of us that were kind of discussing this type of stuff in the comments of my last video. But, so basically my problem with them is their mechanics. It's not the idea of them, like, to make the game more challenging or whatever. It's basically the way that they actually work, I don't think is good. I don't think it's really very well done at the moment. My primary reason for this is there's a difference. I'm trying to find the reactor. There it is. There's a difference between something that makes a game more challenging and something that makes it more irritating. And frankly, in this, you know, in this engineer's humble opinion, which is very humble. I mean, like, you guys take it or leave it. You don't have to agree or whatever. I'm not some spokesperson for, you know, game theory or anything. But for me, in my experience, sorry, I'm looking at, whoa, went a little farther. I think I can actually just walk this back. So in my experience, and in my opinion, this isn't less resources, is it? No. Okay, so we don't need that right now. Yeah, see, we're going to make this a whole lot smaller by doing this, which gives us a lot more steel and stuff back. Well, I say it's smaller, but we still have these solar panels to work with. Maybe I'll cut it down to one. Maybe one solar panel would be enough for this small of a ship. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I just got to make sure that I don't break anything the solar panels are attached to until I'm ready to. So anyways, where was I? Oh yes, zombies. Or, well, technically cyberhounds or wolves. But let's be honest, it makes no sense that wolves are walking around with like 25 sheets of metal in their stomach. That's just... no. I mean, I have a husky. He tries to eat all kinds of stuff, but he still couldn't walk around with 25 steel plates in his stomach. That's just... no. Anyways. But no, the biggest problem that I have with them, and to like sum up so I can cut out my rambling, is that they attack the base when it's not warranted. That's the part that bothers me. You know, I think a good successful example... Sorry if that's loud, by the way. It's not too bad on my screen, or on like in my headphones or whatever, but I don't know how that's going to come out for everybody just watching. Whoops. But yeah, my problem with them is like this. I can be up here doing this. I'm safe. I'm fine. You know, like, nothing's going on. And I'll come down, and like my solar panel is still damaged and whatever, because I came back and there was like, they were all around my base just gnawing at it. And it makes it to where like, you can't leave. You can't go anywhere. And I know some will say, well, yeah, but you need, like, base defenses. No, sorry. I mean, I'm just starting out. I don't have the resources to make the kind of bullets and turrets and everything you would need to just keep them off of your base for forever. I mean, I can understand... now this is a different words. This is a different scenario here. I could understand this is your starting world, and let's just say, I don't know if I have any planets else. I think I started a system. Oh, they are still here. Crud muffin. I thought I turned them off. Ow! That hurt me more than the... that hurt me more than the zombie would have. So yeah, I am actually going to go in and turn them off. I thought I did because the mod used to, it would be my luck they updated it, they patched it. The mod used to turn off wolves every time you exited the save. So I expected it to be off since the last time I played it. And apparently it's not, so they might have patched the mod or something, which should be my luck. Ah, they'll turn it off. Nope. Alright, so let me fix that, and then I will come back and continue my rant. Okay, so that was interesting. I checked the save file, and it actually had enable wolves to off. So then I thought, well, maybe it was the mod. So I took the mod out, reloaded it, and then a wolf came up and bit me in the butt. So I killed it, saved it. I don't see any now. Maybe it was just a straggler from when that zombie spawned. I killed it, took the mod off, and then another one was coming to me or something, maybe? That's what I'm hoping. So we'll see. If I get any wolves or something, though, there's definitely an issue. But anyways, so where was I with my rant? Yes. So my problem with them is like that. I was up here building, I'm safe and sound, I come down, they're attacking my solar panels. That, to me, it's really the AI. It's not like, oh, they do too much damage, or they're too aggressive. No, I don't really care about all that. It's that the AI is such that it'll come after anything that's not, like, a naturally occurring thing, like your base, or whatever. But even when you're gone... And I know everybody compares to Minecraft, but it's because it was so successful. It did the whole survival crafting thing, like, it was kind of one of the first, if not the actual first. I honestly can't remember if there was anything before it. I don't think there was that was like that. I mean, maybe Terraria, but I feel like that came out after Minecraft. Like, I'm pretty sure Minecraft started the whole... basically digital Lego type game. So with that in mind, you know, what we're looking at here is, it's like I compare to it because it was so, you know, it obviously worked, kind of thing. And so what I look at is like, okay, zombies. Right? In Minecraft. They will attack you, they will look for you, they will do all this stuff. And yes, they can break down wooden doors, right? But only on hard mode, if my memory serves. I haven't played Minecraft in a bit, but I'm pretty sure unless you're on hard mode, they can't break wooden doors. But even that, even on hard mode, they can't break down iron doors, if I understand correctly. So there is a progression even on the hardest difficulty, but like this doesn't have a difficulty other than turning them on or off entirely, which would be like normal or peaceful in Minecraft. But my point to it was not that Minecraft and Space Engineers and all these don't have options to take them out. It's that, like, quite honestly, other than the fact that they bring me supplies, I can't see a reason to leave them in, because all they do is tear up your base. Even when you're not around. That's the biggest flaw. Some would say, you know, I've had so many things blown up from creepers and whatever. That's true. It happens. I mean, creepers are awful. But I also know for every single one of those players, they can also say they've had times where they were looking at a creeper through a window or the slots of the door, and it couldn't do anything because that was its AI. It can't do anything through the walls, right? So that's my biggest problem. Is it's like, it's not that the things don't attack the base, but it's like they attack the base when there's no one around to attack, like to aggro them. Like they just run over to the base and start chewing on your power lines, kind of thing. Or the walls. That's actually the more important one. They chew up all the walls and everything, and then you got to go back and use all of your hard-earned materials to like go repair the damage that the things did in the first place. So it's just kind of an irritant more than something that's actually enjoyable or useful. It's just kind of like frustrating, at least in my opinion. Which, again, you know, it carries as much weight as you think it does. It's not, you know, not some kind of resident expert or, you know, authority figure of the game or anything. If I break that, is anything connecting it? No. So I might leave that for now. So yeah, I'm basically just kind of going over the reasons that I am going to leave them off for now, because I really liked the idea. I thought that kind of added something to survival, but I thought it was more like a Minecraft thing where, you know, they're kind of like standing over there, and then if you run over to them, they start attacking you, kind of thing. Not that if you have a base around where they spawn, they're just going to run up and start gnawing on everything. That got real old real quick. So, you know, that's basically my biggest problem with them, honestly. It's that it's not about the player, it's about the base. That's what bothers me. Like, I could see if you didn't have enough walls and they got over your walls or something, and then they attacked the player. But I think they should only be targeted on the player. I don't think they should be able to damage the walls or the base Other than, okay, here's another scenario. There's two scenarios I could see this working in. And I apologize if I'm ranting and not getting enough work done and stuff. In fact, I might pause it, do some building, and then come back and keep talking, because I have a hard time building and talking, because I'm usually trying to focus on getting the build done. So let me do that, so that we at least make some progress today. Let me go ahead and tinker with the build, and then I'll come back and do some more talking as we look at the build and test it out. Okay, so I've made progress. I just haven't made a ton of progress because I keep having some weird ideas about how to make these thrusters work and make it kind of look good, and I probably should just scrap the whole look good part and just make it work, because this isn't really working at this point. I don't mind the profile from the underneath. Like, I like this little bubble. I was trying to make like a little pod, like a little thruster pod on each side. But I looked up and found out that I'm pretty sure the atmospheric thrusters still have thruster damage. So that's kind of been my biggest issue, is trying to avoid the thruster damage. Though, what I might do, I think I just got an idea. I think. And I might tackle it from under here. So we need 4 of the upward ones, but we have 2 in every other direction. And they're about 3 blocks long, I think. So if I did something like this, I could put 2 back here. I may be trying to go about this the wrong way by trying to put them on the side. I might just want to put them on the bottom and add another bottom layer, is kind of what I'm thinking here. And I might do the same thing with the front, or I might make the front into the pods. That part I don't know just yet. I know this is gonna go. I'm trying to be kind of careful though, because that landing gear is pretty much the only thing that's keeping this afloat at the moment. So I'm trying to get rid of everything but the landing gear. So yeah, that should work. Okay. So let me see here. And I apologize, I had said, you know, let me do this and then I'll be done. But quite frankly, stuff happens. And I didn't end up having enough time to do all this. So you're just gonna have to bear with me as we do it together. But this also saves me a little bit of time sometimes. Was that lower? That was lower. It saves me a little bit of time on occasion, because it allows for, sometimes you guys get to see ideas I had and then ixed kind of thing, and then it saves you guys time and you don't have to comment about, hey, have you tried this? And I have to go, yes, you know, stuff like that. So sometimes witnessing the construction can help a little bit. And then it's 1 block over, so right about there, I do believe. Oh, and then it's 3 up. Okay, so that should be our downward thrust, so that puts 2 on each side, 4 for the vertical, and that pretty much just leaves the reverse thrusters. Now I could put them in the front, in fact I may, just for ease of, well, that's not a bad place for them really. Yeah, it kind of is, because I really can't, oops, I can't really do what I need to do with them there. So let's do, there's 1. Whoa, that was interesting. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I had like a full-on freeze. I might put these farther back than the other ones. Whoops, wrong button. So they don't actually change the profile of the ship. And, you know, everything's subject to change. All of it can be modified, but for now we're looking more for function than form. Whoops. Okay. Come on. I hate it when it does stuff like this. Like, really? I'm even in first person. I understand third person. But come on. This block's like right in front of me. Seriously? That is enough out of you, sir. With your highlight, and then right before I go to build, you just drop out from under me. That's not cool. Okay. There we go. Let's do that. And then I'll build the rest of it along there. I think I have enough. I don't think I changed the amount of thrusters I had. So all of this should work. Alright. So I honestly have taken... It's been a... I actually had to go somewhere in between the last break. So I've actually walked away from my computer and stuff and wasn't recording and playing and building and all that. Hence the thing I was referencing about, like, you know, stuff happens and I wasn't able to do all of this. So that should work in terms of the amount of thrusters. That should be fine. Now it's just down to, like, the decorative side. I think all the function of the ship should work fine, in theory. But yeah, so I don't really exactly remember what we were talking about. Okay, where is this? What do we got going on here? There's a block there. And then this was where I had the curve and it went out around and stopped. We might do that. We might keep that, I guess. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. I've got a few ideas on how we could spin this. Okay, I'm trying to use more of the curve blocks because I don't really use them too often, so it's kind of like forcing me to be a little bit more creative than I normally am. With the whole just build a square box thing. But what I might try on this side... Crap. Wait, how's that holding up? That didn't hold up before. Okay, whatever. We're going with it. What I might try is this. And see if this will work in reverse. So anyways, I think we were talking about basically game theory, I guess. And like why the wolves are a bad idea in their current iteration, in their current form. So yeah, I think that's what we were talking about. If not, just, you know, just ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Literally, I actually don't know what we were okay, and we'll put a cap there and we'll run this as a curve, maybe. Is what I'm thinking. Let's see what this does. And then put a curve here. That exposes that, which I'm not a fan of, but whatever. I don't really care. So yeah, mainly, in case I was rambling before, because I probably was, knowing myself, basically what it boils down to is I don't think having the wolves slash zombie things, whatever, attack your base is a good idea. I don't think that's worth doing in this situation here. I think it would be better if they targeted the players. They could do something like Minecraft with creepers where, you know, if you get too close, something blows up because it's a robot thing or whatever. I mean, obviously not the wolves. That would be stupid. But, you know, something to that effect would be cool if they wanted to. You know, and just things like that. You could do it. You could do something a little bit more convenient for the player, but it still actually challenges you, and you can get materials by killing them and all that crap and blah 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 blah. It would still be okay, and you could still make it work. But the whole blow up the base while you're gone is just annoying. It's not really... Some people were like, I thought you wanted a challenge. It's not really challenging. It's just irritating. Because you come back and, oh look, your ship's... You know, your hard work that you put into... Like this. I've taken so much time on this one little ship to then leave in a different ship and come back and find it destroyed would be kind of like, seriously? You know, it would kind of take out your energy of wanting to play. You know, like, it's never fun for anyone to lose a ton of progress over something stupid. Like, if it's your fault, if you took on too big of an undertaking in an RPG or something and you lose a bunch of loot or something, I get that. Because there should be consequences to failures and for stupidity. Especially stupidity. You know, but... You know, when it's just playing the game and it just makes it... You know, I'm not here to play Dark Souls, basically. It's like, if I want something super challenging, you know, you go play something like that. This is designed to be more creative and more entertaining. And I know survival is there to be a challenge, otherwise you could just do creative mode. I get that. But like I said, there's challenging and then there's just irritating. You know, it's like... Another good example is something like fetch quests. No one likes them. They're in most every RPG, but no one likes them. You know? And so it's kind of the same idea of why do we keep doing these kinds of quests of go kill 10 rats or go, you know, get this machine so that you can just bring it back to the same place, you know, that kind of stuff. It's like, why keep doing them if it just irritates everybody? Oh, I'm out of gas. So this actually brings me to another point that was brought up in the comments. Was, it turns out the reason my oxygen, or not my, yeah, my oxygen generator wasn't refilling the bottles was because every time I had done it before, the moisture evaporator thing, or accumulator, had basically had ice in the generator the whole time. And so what it was generating off the ice was getting put back in the bottles, but apparently once it goes into the tanks, it doesn't come back to the generator, so you actually have to put them in here. And I didn't know that, and because if you drop this in, boom, just like that, we're good. Now why it's not filling up, there we go. I was gonna say, I was like, now, since it's not filling up, I don't know what that's about. Okay, so, now, where was I? Come on, you can do it. Okay, and like so, and then we'll put that guy there, and then we gotta do some remodeling here because of what I have been experimenting with a lot of different design ideas and stuff, and none of them really worked very well for me. I wasn't a fan. This isn't too bad. This is shaping up to be more okay. Do I want to do the same thing here? I don't need to. I don't need to connect the corner there. So I need to connect the corner here. I'm not sure how this is going to go, to be honest. Let's find out. So yeah, anyways, that was my very long-winded reason. I mean, for any of you that are seasoned veterans of my channel, you know I never am like, here, let me talk about this for 5 seconds and then move on to something. Usually the best way to get me to move on from a topic is to get distracted. That's usually the most surefire way. Okay, now this is interesting. This is an interesting connection point here. I guess we're just gonna have to do that? I don't know about that. Why am I getting these weird frame stutters? I don't know about that connection. I mean, I guess it's fine. Or... I could bring this back one, maybe? Let's try that. I think I can replicate what we did over here. I just gotta tear out some stuff. Like this in particular. So, if we put one here... Okay, yeah, this'll work. So we do that. weld all this together. And then we take these two down. Yeah. Okay, this will work. Sweet. One there. Come on. One there, and one there. Perfect. Okay. And that actually makes the more pod-like look I was going for anyway. Ooh, we got a problem here, though. This is gonna be bad. Alright. So, since the sun is up, how much power do we have going on? Oh yeah, and I need to add these to the group. I had a power saving group because it was recommended to me, and I completely agree, that the best way to conserve power was basically to turn off anything that used it besides the solar panels. I need the air vent on most of the time, so we're just gonna... Well, actually, no, I don't. Because if I leave that on, the power saver is mainly for when I'm out of the ship. So that doesn't really matter all that much. So when I get in, I want to turn all this on. Okay. And that turns the air vent on, which means we don't die, which is a good thing. Battery. Fully depleted in 42 days. 29 minutes. Okay, well that keeps changing. 31 days. Alright, so we have enough. We can float for a minute here. So what I'm going to do... We're locked. Is unlock. We're going to fly up for a second. Oh, I don't know if I can... I don't know if I can do this, actually, the way I was going to. If I get this to where... Oh, we are descending. Oh, boy. Alright, so if I can get it to where it can hold... 3 is good. Can I get 4? Can I get 4? I'm not going to risk it. Alright, we're going to leave it about there. Oh man, this is all exposed. I hadn't thought about that. For now, let's just throw a landing gear here. Let's put one here. We'll put one here and one here. That should be good enough for, like, just for now type thing. And then I can fix the rest of this. Alright, so at the moment, this is what I got. It's the derpiest ship I've probably ever made. But my logic is that's a sail. It's a sailing ship. I mean, in theory, the sun does power the solar panel, which powers the ship and makes it go. So, I mean, it's not that far-fetched to think that's a sailing ship. The best part was when I put it down, it's not even center. They're like off-center, which is really annoying. So what happened here was I had placed it on the side, kind of like this, like a I don't know, some kind of folded up wing or whatever. But then when I moved it over to the other side, the anchor point is in the upper corner, and if you flip it around, it's always next to this one anchor point. This is the dumbest thing. Like, they really need to make these set into the middle of the block and then centered on the center of the block or something, not these corners, or have anchor points on all the corners or something, because you literally can't flip it around and put it like this way. Or so, it's really weird. I haven't worked with solar panels very much, but it's really weird and really annoying. So that's what I got. You do cut down on only having one panel, but I figure eventually as we go, I'll have a way to tie the ship into this grid. In fact, I think that might be my next area that we plan out. So like we have our fuel tank storage system, we have a little transition platform there. What I think I might do is as we go up this way, like maybe here we'll level off and do a landing pad, like a helipad, and then continue, you know, square off here, do a landing pad, and then as you go up here, now return to your incline as we make our way up to the top of the mountain for our solar farm kind of thing. I understand that I really probably should do that. like the solar farm thing. I really need to get a pair of solar panels up there where it's unobstructed, because these are getting 4. Actually, I might have enough to repair this solar panel. Nope. Still can't repair this thing. I have way too many solar panels, or solar cells that I need. Again, frickin' zombies when I wasn't even looking. Not cool. So, yeah. Didn't really make a ton of progress this episode. I apologize for that. I planned on doing more and it just didn't happen. The one problem we've got here... Ooh, can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? Can I make it? Ooh! Ooh, that was close. The one problem that we have with this ship at the moment is the undercarriage is completely exposed, which, as long as nothing happens, is fine, but if I had a crash landing, or something broke, or, I don't know, just insert random problem you could encounter here, that could end bad. So, yeah. That I'm not too worried about, since we took out the zombies at the moment. I'm not afraid of something like, something like attacking it from below or something like that. So I think the next episode is going to be actually using our little sailing ship here and finding some ore. I will point out, I saw the comments a couple episodes back. I don't know that I responded to them or not. I saw what people were saying after I went back and reviewed it, that as I was flying around with my drill, I did find cobalt over there somewhere, and I completely missed it. That's just, I was flying and talking all at once, and I just completely didn't notice it. So there is cobalt or something over that direction-ish. But the next episode, what we'll probably do, this guy's charging pretty well. Let's turn our oxygen on here. Overall, what are we getting? Current input is 27 kilowatts, and we're kind of trickling forward, so I don't know... Oh, actually, we're using more than we're gaining? That's weird. All I have on is the vent. How does that make any sense? So, it's kind of... That's weird. It's kind of using more, and it's kind of gaining, and then it's losing, so I might need 2 solar panels and or a reactor. You know what also occurs to me? I blocked off all of my access points to my storage units. That wasn't a smart decision. Can I access them from here? No. I've got to take you. You've got to go. Yeah, okay. So now I can at least get to the storage things back here. So we'll have to throw some uranium in there before we go on our trip and leave it as a backup in case this gives out or whatever, mid-flight. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for us for this episode. We're going to wrap things up here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.